Welcome back. After months of dilly-dallying, the Congress has finally decided to go for an election to elect a new party president. And the schedule to elect Sonia Gandhi's successor was decided at the CWC meeting today. In fact, the Congress has said that the election will be held on 17th October and the counting will be done on the 19th. The party has promised that elections will be open for all and that anyone willing to become the Congress chief can file nomination. BJP, however, took a jibe at the grand old party, saying that these elections are nothing but rigged process to get pre-decided outcomes.
No, it is an open election. Anybody can contest the election. It is an open election. No, now election is already announced. Those who want to contest as the Congress president should file a nomination before September 30th. It will start on September 24th. Till September 30th, there will be a nomination process. Those who want to become the Congress president should file a nomination.
Now remember, it's not just the BJP that has raised questions on the election process. Sources say that even Congress's Anand Sharma questioned the process to prepare electoral rolls. He's learned to have raised an objection during the CWC meeting, saying no meetings were held to finalize the electoral roll. Party leader Jairam Ramesh later took to Twitter dismissing reports of any leader having questioned the election process. Meanwhile, a section of senior Congress leaders have already started batting for Rahul Gandhi as the party chief, with Mallikarjun Kharge saying he will force and request Rahul to return as the party president.
देखो, पहले से मैं बोल रहा हूँ, ये मेरा पर्सनल ओपिनियन के साथ साथ सारे कांग्रेस वर्कर्स की ये भावना है कि राहुल गांधी जी इस वक्त लीड ले और वो कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट बने, क्योंकि वो एक ही कांग्रेस पार्टी को जुटा भी सकते हैं, कांग्रेस पार्टी को उठा भी सकते हैं और भारत जोड़ो जो प्रोग्राम है वो कार्यक्रम भी वो यशस्वी करके लोगों को इकट्ठा भी रख सकते हैं। इसीलिए हम चाहते हैं कि वो बने।
Let's open this up. We have Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP, continues with us on the broadcast. Lokesh Jindal, leader of the Congress, is joining us as well. Lokesh Jindal, BJP saying ye to pehle se decided, the outcome is pre-decided, and this is, just an eyewash. The election process and the announcement that whoever wants to become the president can file their nomination.
Good evening, Swati. Now, when I'm talking over here, let me share my experience as a returning officer, being in the Congress political party. Now, I was the returning officer for Jaipur, and over there, the entire election process took place. We were required to go through, we were required to consult all the party members, all the workers. It was a 1 month long process. We met every individual. We had more than 45 meetings held at the grassroots level, and we gave an open offer to any Congress worker. If they wanted to hold any position, it was open to all. You come out, prove your merit, and it would be done in a democratic manner. And I'm not saying it from any particular source or from someone here about it. It is something which is my own personal experience. And that is how the entire process takes place. So when I'm talking about Congress as a political organization, be rest assured that internally the election process is democratic, and any person and any returning officer who finds any form of biasness or unfairness has the authority to directly consult the Chief Election Authority at AICC. So this claim of BJP is nothing but a jumla.
Keep BJP aside. Okay, let's keep BJP aside for a moment. Let's keep BJP aside for a moment. Let's keep BJP out of it because Congress party elections, and let's talk about Congress netas. So if this is like a free and fair election, if you're saying everything is happening in a transparent manner, why are some leaders and senior leaders of your party saying we will request, we will force Rahul Gandhi to become the party president once again? Aren't they undermining the entire process by making such statements?
No, please understand, when I'm talking about internal elections, so many of the times now the Gandhi family has made it very, very clear that they are there to head the party because party workers want them. We all want Rahul Gandhi to be the leader. I mean, whether it is the PCCs, whether it is the DCCs, at all levels, in a uniform manner, every congressman wants Rahul Gandhi to be the party chief under whom we want to contest the election for 2024. The point is, the Gandhi family has made it clear that we are not over here as successors to this grand old party. We are here because the party wants it. And the entire party wants to make it very clear to Mr. Rahul Gandhi that we want you as the leader for 2024.
So you're saying we want you as a leader for the national election, but not as the party president? Is that what you're saying?
As the party president, as the leader of the Congress, we want Rahul Gandhi to lead Congress party in 2024.
You want Rahul Gandhi to lead, but we're talking about the elections.
As the party president,
yes. Then why have elections, sir? If everybody shares that sentiment, if everybody wants in the Congress party, if there is, that kind of understanding that you all want Rahul Gandhi to be the leader of the party under whose leadership 2024 elections will be fought, and you want him to be the party president as well, then why, announce ki elections hone wale hain, file your nominations if you want to be the president. We have Tuhin Sinha also on the broadcast, and Sanjeev is joining us, senior journalist. So Sanjeev, let me come to you, because Congress party and a faction of the Congress party, remember, has been demanding introspection and changes, structural changes. Now they've announced elections, but there is another faction. Some are calling them loyalists, some are saying that these are individuals, they are the think tanks of the party who are openly making statements that we will request and we will force Rahul Gandhi to return as the party president. What do these elections really mean?
Very good evening, Swati. See, the issue is that whether one likes it or not, the real leaders of the Congress party are the Gandhis. So most of the people there want Rahul Gandhi to take over. But Rahul Gandhi in 2019, when he resigned, he had said that he won't lead the party as party president, neither would any other Gandhi. So now there is a Hobson's choice before the party. Now there are a group of leaders who may be hoisted as the party president. The front runner is Ashok Gehlot, Rajasthan Chief Minister. So even if he becomes the president of the party, the real power will continue to be wielded by Rahul Gandhi, because in the eyes of the workers also, he is the real leader of the Congress party. And if Ashok Gehlot becomes the Congress party president, then he may have to move out of Jaipur, though he would like to retain both the posts. So he doesn't want to become the party president. Another likely probable is maybe somebody like a D.K. Shiv Kumar, but he wants to be a front runner for Karnataka Chief Minister post with Siddaramaiah. So the problem with the Congress party is that even those contenders who can perhaps succeed Rahul Gandhi or replace Rahul Gandhi as the Congress chief realize that A, they will only be a kind of a front for the Gandhi family. B, they will have to leave whatever they are doing right now. Like Ashok Gehlot, if he moves to Delhi, he will have to leave the Congress chief minister's post. And a chief minister, I have always maintained, is a post which is more powerful in some ways than the prime minister of the country, because chief minister is the khuda of his state. So there are, just to sum it up again, the real leader will always be a Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi is the leader in the eyes of the Congress Karyakarta. He has categorically refused, and the likelihood is that he will stick to his guns. So somebody else has to become, who will have to just carry the baton for the Gandhis and maybe have to sacrifice something which they are doing right now, which they like more. So there is a unique kind of a dilemma which the party is facing right now. And that's the situation. So the dissidents or the Ghulam Nabi Azads or the Anand Sharmas or the Manish Tiwadis, well, they are big names in their own right, but they are completely inconsequential to the scheme of things within the Congress party, or for the Congress voter, or for the Congress worker. Whatever pretensions they may have or anybody else may have. The Congress leader will be a Gandhi, whether he becomes a president or not. So that's the kind of difficulty the party is confronting right now. Abhi to ek mahina delay ho gaya. The entire process has been delayed till middle of October.
Right.
So a lot of things can change, a lot of churn is possible, a lot of flux is possible. Everybody else will want a Rahul Gandhi to take over the baton. Rahul Gandhi will insist that it should be a non-Gandhi. Let's see who wins.
Let's see who wins. But your analysis is interesting. Tuhin Sinha, there's no dearth of leaders or leadership in the Congress party, but somewhere everybody knows and sometimes openly speaks about the analysis that Sanjeev has presented, that whoever becomes the president, if not a Gandhi, would only be a front for the Gandhis. Ultimately, they'll be the real leaders of the Congress party, and that's how the culture always has been and will continue to be.
That's it.
Swati, Swati, in the 1990s, there was a movie called Ek Raat Ki Subari. So the Congress Party essentially, when you look at the Congress Party today, you get reminded of that movie because the problem is, first of all, this entire process of election is going to be a hogwash. Nothing is going to really come out of it because, you've already seen Rahul Gandhi's closest lieutenants start batting for him and say that, chahe jo bhi ho jaye, we will force him to become the president. Now, if the Congress really was so sincere about the entire process, why does the Congress in the last 24 years just have two presidents? But the more important point, why Congress cannot come out of this morass of non-performance and mediocrity is because, of ideological corruption. Mark my words, till such time Congress workers start questioning the present-day Congress party on their ideological issues like their support for Article 370, like the support for the Tukre gang, I don't think anything is going to make a difference because the Congress is a complete disconnect with the people of the
country. But Tuhin Sinha, let me ask you a counter question because I am sure Lokesh also wants to ask you this question somewhere. You are saying that this is nothing but a mockery of the entire process and pehle se pata hai what the outcome is going to be and Gandhis will always be the leader. But that is an allegation that is leveled against the Bharatiya Janata Party as well. Maybe faces change as the president of the party, but everybody knows who calls the shots. That's an allegation that the opposition party is always level against the BJP. Ki har kisi ki nahi chalti aapki party mein.
That's an absolutely wrong allegation. You have covered the tenure of Amit Shah as president. Are you trying to say the decision was taken by somebody else? You have covered the tenure of Mr. Nitin Gadkari and Mr. Rajnath Singh as president of the party. Are you trying to say the decision was taken by something else? So somebody else. So I think this is a very absurd comparison. The BJP Karyakartas, all of them are, most of them are first generation politicians, at least those who reach the top position. Some of them have worked their way from pasting posters on the wall. So they are all very capable leaders.
Okay, there's democracy in the BJP. There is democracy in the BJP when it comes to the Congress. Everybody knows what the outcome is going to be. Even if someone else, let's say a non-Gandhi, becomes the president of the Congress party. Lokesh Jindal, please come in.
It was very funny because when we are talking about BJP, the whole country knows the role that RSS plays in the organizational front as well as the political front for BJP. And secondly, BJP does not have any tradition of elections like that of Congress. Congress as a grand old party has had a tradition of elections which have been held periodically and in a free and fair manner. Such a form of tradition is absent in BJP. The very organization of RSS is authoritarian. It is totalitarian, I would say. So please do not comment about democracy, elections of Congress when you don't even know your own political party.
So, how many times in the Congress party has the post gone to a non-Gandhi? How many times has the party given the responsibility to a non-Gandhi?
After 1991, it was Narasimha Rao who was heading the party.
Okay.
Following this, it was Sitaram Kesari. And it was only in 1998 that the entire party asked Sonia Gandhi to lead the party. In fact, it was Sonia Gandhi had refused to enter the political party. But Sonia Gandhi ji was requested, she was asked to lead the political party, which she did in 1998. And we know that in 2004 till 2014, Congress successfully established government at the center. So the point
Sonia Gandhi refused. She didn't want to take charge, but the party members appealed to her, requested to her, wanted her to take charge. Now, with Rahul Gandhi also, the pattern is the same. Rahul Gandhi does not want to, but then Mallikarjun Kharge and other senior leaders are saying that, it's better that he becomes the president. That's what the party sentiment is. Sanjeev Srivastava, you wanted to come in. Let's take a quick reaction from Sanjeev Srivastava on that.
No, I was just saying you are summing it up absolutely right in certain ways. See, whoever becomes the president or acting president of the party, the Karyakarta, the worker, the leaders of the party will only take Rahul Gandhi's word as the final word. Now, whether we like it, lump it, reject it, dislike it, that's our problem. That's the problem of everybody outside the Congress. So, that's one problem. The other problem is Tuhin Sinha is such a gentleman and a dear friend of mine. But we know what is the status of Mr. JP Nadda in the party. The real decisions are taken by Mr. Modi and then Mr. Amit Shah. Who has constituted the parliamentary board of this party? Who are the people? So let us not try and be holier than thou. its power corrupts in absolute power, corrupts absolutely in a manner of speaking, that whoever jiski lathi uski bhains. So whatever, right now BJP is an organization of two people, 80% one person, 20% another person, rest everybody is insignificant. Similarly, Congress, whether we like it or not, it's a party of the Gandhi family. That's how Congress people see it.
Right.
How can we object to it as outsiders?
But Mr. Srivastava, I have a follow-up question. I have a follow-up question. Mr. Srivastava, in that case, if the Gandhis enjoy that kind of popularity and support from the party karyakarta and the cadre, why not openly own it? And why not say that, we enjoy that kind of support and love from our karyakartas? Is there a fear that, tomorrow you lose another election or you lose another state, then fingers would be pointed at whoever the president is, and that's why this hesitancy and this reluctance instead of owning it?
Yeah. So the issue, Swati, there is that is a question only Rahul Gandhi can answer very honestly. But let us try and answer on his behalf. Now in 2019, he owned up the moral responsibility of party's loss in the second successive Lok Sabha elections. He said he will not continue as party president. Neither he would like anybody from the Gandhi family to take over the reins of the party. Then subsequently, because nobody agreed on any other name, Sonia Gandhi became the interim president. He wants to avoid that situation. He wants to also deflect that criticism. Everybody keeps saying it's a one family party. So it is चित भी मेरा पट भी मेरा. अगर वो बन जाएंगे तब भी हम सब उनकी आलोचना करते हैं कि देखो फिर बैठ गए. वो नहीं बन रहे, then again it's a problem कि बन क्यों नहीं रहे, why don't they own it up? So the issue is, for right or wrong reasons, he has decided, at least for now, he may change his mind, that he will not become the president and neither his sister or mother will become the president. So come on, let's bell the cat, somebody else take over the party. But the truth is that nobody in the party enjoys the same stature as them. That's it. Well, that's the fact of the matter.
So, Mr. Jindal, damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Everybody came out of the road.
Is that the situation?
No, I would agree on certain points with my dear friend Mr. Srivastava, but then I would certainly put certain points as well. Now, Rahul Gandhi is the only leader who can bring the entire Congress together, who can motivate the youth, instill a new life into the party, and lead the party in 2024. It's a narrative
interesting that you say that. Interesting that you say that. But you also know the exits. You also know the exits, and that too of strong leaders from the party and what they've said while exiting the party. It's interesting that you're still saying that he's the only person who can bring the party together. Now, please continue.
See, Swati, this reminds me of a Theseus paradox. When all the parts of the ship are changed, will it still be the same ship? I mean, the point is the ship is sailing through turbulent waters. Now, you cannot simply say that, okay, fine, you change the anchor of the ship or the captain of the ship and the turbulent, the storm and the cyclone will go away. No. It's time for the entire party to stay intact, to support the leader.
But I thought ideology is what keeping you together. Okay, but shouldn't it be ideology that's keeping everyone together?
Yeah, the ideology is very much intact. Let me tell you, Congress.
Then without directly saying it, without directly naming the family, without directly saying it and giving references of ships and parts being changed, all you're saying is that the party would not be Congress party if Gandhis don't take charge. If the Gandhi family is taken out of the picture, it will not remain the same Congress. Again, you're putting family over party is what many would say your conclusion is.
Let me ask you a question. If you do a heart transplant to an individual, does the individual change? Now, please answer. Now, if you do a heart transplant to a person, does the individual change?
The individual will not. But how does that fit your assessment of what the Congress party is going through?
So, what I'm saying over here is the party and its fundamentals are intact. Rahul Gandhi is our leader.
So how does it matter? See, again, you bring me back to the point. How does it matter? If the fundamentals are intact, if ideology is what binds everybody together in the Congress party, then whoever is the leader, what is the difficulty in following that leader? If the ideology is the same, if the fundamentals are same, then why would that person not be accepted by everyone? And everybody openly saying, Rahul Gandhi is who we want as the leader. Then Rahul Gandhi should just accept it, go ahead with it. Why the hesitancy and the reluctance? Tuhin Sinha wants to come in quickly, and after that, Mr. Srivastava.
Swati, I just need to correct Sanjeev ji. When Sanjeev ji insists that all Congress workers still want Rahul as their president, that should be rephrased to all remaining Congress workers. Because the way the party has depleted, the way people are fleeing out of the party, I'm sorry, but the only comparison I can think of is Afghanistan. The civilians were just fleeing the country after Taliban took over. That is how Congress workers have been fleeing the party. So the remaining ones are there because they don't mind Rahul Gandhi. The remaining ones don't mind the present leadership, but the fact is this is a party which has been reduced to 1/4 of its size in the last few years because of the non-performance of the Gandhi family. So the remaining 1/4 might still want them because they are, they don't mind whether they win or they lose.
Sanjeev Srivastava.
No, there is a point in what Tuhin is saying. See, if Mrs. Gandhi delivered 2004 and 2009, 2 victories for UPA, surely the Gandhi family needs to also carry the can for 2014 and 2019 loss. See, I think the bigger question which really should be discussed in a manner of speaking is that regardless of whether Rahul Gandhi takes over or a non-Gandhi takes over, the problem of the Congress party will not be resolved because the Congress party is facing an existential crisis. Its seats are around 15 Lok Sabha, and whoever takes over the party reins, it doesn't look like that they are going to pass that threshold in any meaningful manner. They are a party which is losing very fast on the ground. The ground is slipping from under their feet. They are not getting stronger in any of their main battleground states where they were once strong. So except for the odd pocket of a Karnataka or Kerala or riding piggyback with DMK in Tamil Nadu, I think all over the cow belt in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, they are becoming increasingly irrelevant. Even in states like Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, last 2 elections they have scored 0 out of 25 in the national elections. So assembly elections are different. So on one point, it's a huge debate as to who will lead the party.
Right.
On another level, it is an inconsequential debate because whoever leads the party,
that is a very important,
party needs to
very
get
important
its narrative right.
point that you have brought to the
needs
fore.
to get its act together.
Yes,
it
Sanjeev
needs to start winning some elections.
Very important assessment because that's what the veterans of the party have been saying. I have to take a break, but quickly, Lokesh Jindal, then the introspection point raised by the veteran leaders is what is important for the Congress party at this point of time. Discussing what could really change its fortunes than who the face would be.
The veteran, just one sentence.
Okay.
The veteran leaders are themselves rootless wonders. What are they? Who are the veteran leaders? Ghulam Nabi Azad, what has he achieved in life except occupying top plump posts in the Congress party and Congress governments? What is his base? What is his mass base? Can he win even up? He was elected from Maharashtra, etc., thanks to the mercy of the Congress leadership. So let us not give undue credit to these so-called veteran leaders.
I'm just saying the voices. These are the kind of voices that have been coming in from within the party. It's not just one Ghulam Nabi Azad. There are others as well. Lokesh Jindal, quick response to what Mr. Srivastava was saying about existential crisis.
Others are equally irrelevant.
See, Congress as a political party it's not the first time that Congress has seen such forms of challenges. It has seen it before and it has successfully overcome it.
All right.
I mean, there was a time when Jawaharlal Nehru himself had a difficult time with Purushottam Das Tandon. Indira Gandhi had a difficult time with Nijalingappa.
Okay.
And 1977 itself, 1980, 1979, 1980. And following this in 1999 itself, 2004. So when we are talking about Congress as a political party, it has a tradition with itself. It knows how to overcome these challenges.
Congress party knows how to overcome the challenges, says Mr. Jindal. I'm completely out of time. I know Sanjeev Srivastava does not agree with that point, with that assessment. I'm really sorry, Mr. Srivastava. I'm completely out of time. I can't give you even a second more. But thank you very much for joining us with those interesting perspectives and analysis on the broadcast. Thank you.